Hi, everybody. Okay, I went live before. I wish somebody would have told me, but 12 minutes in, Cindy said, "We can't hear you, Avalon." I'm like, okay, why didn't somebody tell me? A couple of people came in and out while I was doing a video. Nobody said a word. What I do is I mute my computer that when I'm scrolling through Facebook, I don't hear all the ads all the time. And I forgot to unmute it. So can you hear me now, guys? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Somebody's here. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, please, in the comments, in the chat, please. Can you hear me? I got it. Yay! Thank you, Cindy, for telling me, because I would have went on for a half hour with my mic muted. All right. Okay, now let's do this again. Can you give me a thumbs up, guys, when you come in? All right. Okay, today I want to talk to you. I had someone message me earlier and was telling me about their situation. And I was thinking, when I first came into recovery, how I fought it at first. Like, I knew my life was a mess. I knew I had tried detoxing myself. I had tried weaning myself. I tried, everything to change what I was doing. And I was just sunk down so deep that there was no way that I could have done it myself. I knew I needed a change. But, oh my God, I'm in my late 40s. Didn't want to go to rehab. But I knew I had to. And so, I went to the hospital and detoxed. Didn't want to do that. I was embarrassed. Nurses made fun of me. It was humiliating. And then I went to rehab, and staff members that worked, they were younger than me, and giving me orders and telling me when I couldn't leave the house and when I could. It was humbling. And I sure the hell did not feel like being there. It was, living in a house with 12 or 13 other people. When you're not a people person like me, it was awful. And I did everything I felt like doing, and I didn't do anything I didn't feel like doing in there. Like, I threw chairs. I got pissed off and I slammed doors, threw chairs. I got thrown out after 6 months because I threatened to throw a girl down the stairs. I had no control over my emotions. If I thought it, I said it. If I felt like doing it, I did it. And so I left. They kicked me out. I relapsed after 2 weeks, and I died 3 times in 5 months. And I went back to rehab and back to that same halfway house with a different mindset. I knew I needed to change everything. Everything in my life needed to change. I had resentments. I had hatred and anger for my family. I had childhood trauma. I had depression, anxiety. I was so dysfunctional as an adult that I didn't even realize the depth that it went. Like, I did not realize how sick I really was. Codependency, just immaturity. And I, one of the hardest things that I had to learn is I had to do things based on it's the right thing and not on the way I felt. I had to learn to get control over my emotions. I had to learn to make healthy relationships. I had to force myself. Excellent. Good job. Sobriety date is May 28th, 2008. Excellent. So, and going into recovery, people will say, just help me get clean. Help me just get clean. How do I detox? And it's like, I'm like thinking to myself, it's about a lot more than just getting that chemical out of your body. That is just the beginning. And, I think about the analogy where you're driving along in a station wagon, those station wagons, and you're just driving along and you're just throwing all your garbage back in the back of that station wagon. You're just driving. You're not thinking about that anymore. You're just throwing everything all in the back, and then you slam on the brakes and all that stuff comes flying forward and hits you right in the back of the head. And that's what stopping drugs does. It's just the first step in a process of change in your life. Because as soon as you remove that chemical, your feelings all come back. And if you do not learn how to challenge your thoughts, to deal with your feelings, to make right choices despite how you feel, to let go of resentments and anger, you're not going to stay clean, because those are the reasons that you escape in the first place. It's so much more about changing everything than it is just getting clean. I couldn't do it on my own. I had to go and have other people teach me. Oh my gosh. The depression, it's post-acute withdrawal syndrome is horrendous. Because once the physical part is over, once the physical withdrawal is over, then comes the post-acute withdrawal. Your brain is not a happy camper that you do not have those chemicals in there. And it can take years to reset your brain from chemicals, from the addiction. Your brain needs to reset. Mine, that's why I went on Suboxone after 2 years clean. My brain just was not resetting. I was miserable, white knuckling it for 2 years, trying to stay clean, and just as miserable as I could possibly be. That's why I decided to go on Suboxone, and all the rest is history. My sponsor would say that getting clean is easy. It's staying clean that's the hard part. Your sponsor is exactly right. Yep. People don't want to hear that, though. People want to hear that it's going to be quick and easy. What can I do to make this easier? What can I do to detox and so I can get everything okay again? I'm like, no, that's not how it works. This is just the beginning step of a whole new you, a whole new life. And I had to have those young staff members, those young counselors that were old enough to be my kids, telling me, you got to go to meetings. You got to go. That's a rule. You got to go to meetings. You got to go to counseling. You got to get your ass up in the morning and you got to go to counseling. You got to go to outpatient. You got to go to groups. You got to go and telling me how to do this, because I sure the hell didn't feel like it. I sure the hell did not want to. And I, resented it. But I knew that trying to do things my way got me off in a ditch. Whenever I take the steering wheel, I'm in a ditch. I feel like drinking myself. I just have to keep reminding myself of all the reasons I don't. Yep, Colt Kenzie, yep. All the people that rely on you, all the people that are looking up to you. I have a son that's in prison, that has been in prison, I'm thinking 7-8 years now. And he's got about a year to go before he gets out completely. No parole, no probation. I am it. I am all I'm all he has. He's an addict. He's looking at me and he is, saying, if mom can do it, I can do it. My daughter is on and off meth. Right now she's off. She's she's thinking she can do it through religion. More power to her. But I'm who she's looking at me. My grandkids, if I go back out, it affects more than just my life. I have my Bernie that I live with that loves me. We're going to spend the rest of our lives together, but not if I'm actively using. We're done. He will not live with an active drug user. He will not do it. Don't you think that's been a great, huge catalyst for me to stay in recovery, or the people that rely on me? Because we got to think these things through, people. Because it's, my ex-husband, he was an alcoholic, he used to say, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not hurting anybody. Really? You're destroying your marriage. You're destroying your children's lives, but you're not. It's one of the biggest lies addiction tells people. You're not hurting anybody. So, oh, you're welcome. Yeah. I don't want to lose what I got. And I don't want to let people down. I don't want to let those down that are relying on me. I am the only view of recovery that my children have. I am the link. I am the lifeline. I failed my children when they got in their teenage years. I started taking opiates when I was diagnosed with cancer in 2001. And it grew. And in 2010, I believe, is when I did my first bag of heroin. And I started using with my own children. They were already using. And we all thought it was a great idea for just, since we're use together. Make it a family affair. I think back and I can't even imagine what I was thinking. I can't even imagine how I made that okay in my mind. I arranged it. I packaged it. I, made it, put a little bow on it. Well, we can spend time together to make it okay that I'm using with my own children. So now I owe them. I owe them recovery. I owe my children recovery. And for me to give up, I'd be giving up on them again. I am not going to do it. No matter how hard things get, no matter how bad I want to escape, no matter how hard life gets, I can't do it. I won't do it. I will not do it. Yeah. Drugs, they warp your reality. They warp your sense of, I don't even know how to explain it. What's right and wrong becomes all warped and asking, borrowing money from people, just oh my God, stop. I don't have any food for my kids, or my electric's going to be shut off, or the lies that we come up with to tell people to get money. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. And oh my God, I'm embarrassed of my actions. I mean, they knew. They were looking. I thought I was fooling people. Oh my God. They knew exactly what time it was with Avalon. They knew, and I thought I had them all fooled. Oh yes. Oh my gosh. I just can't afford to pay my, oh, jeepers. But everything gets warped, and we think that They can't see it, but they can see it. And I look back and I try not to feel so bad about myself when I think about what my actions were. And, not to, as the A Big Book calls it, morbid reflection, looking back and thinking, oh, what a horrible person I was. Look how horrible I was. Look back and say, I don't want to go there again. I don't want to go there again. And using it, as a gauge. I'm an upstanding citizen now. I am, I've got my credit back. I've worked hard. I've got respect. I've got, trust. I don't want to lose that, Oh my gosh, excuses. We could think them up, couldn't we? I would sit when I would have to be in hustle mode, and I would sit and think, okay, who can I call and what can I tell them? Because you had to tell each person something different to get them to, believe you and stuff. So each person, okay, well, if I'm going to call my mom, I've got to do it this way. And if I'm going to call my sister, I got to do it that way. Jesus. Don't say the drug addicts are stupid people, because we are not stupid people. We know how to play the game. And that's, when I hear, when I have like people message me and they're talking about how their children's, in addiction. And they're like, I just can't say no. I just can't throw them out. I just can't because the blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, you know what? They're playing you like a fiddle. I know. So here's the thing. I'm in a unique situation. I am an addict. I also am a parent of an addict. So I know what's happening. They don't even bother asking me. Like, you don't, I will not send money. I will not, no. But there are parents out there that don't know jack shit about addiction. Nothing. All they know is that they love their child and their child is killing themselves. And they think that giving them a place to live is going to keep them alive. Well, if I throw them out, they're going to die in the street. No, they're going to die in your house. Then how are you going to feel? They're going to die if they keep doing what they're doing. But maybe if you make a right decision and you stop believing their lies, it might be just enough to help them hit their bottom and help them get on the road to recovery. But if you keep enabling and you keep giving them money, you give them a place to live, and you take them to their drug dealers, you take them and it's never going to, it's going to be on your watch instead of on somebody else's. And as a mother, I don't want my children dying under my watch. I don't want my children, of course, I don't want my children dying at all, but I don't want it to be because I gave them the money to overdose. I don't want it to be that they die in my bathroom. And so whether you're an addict or whether you're the parent of an addict, there has to come a time where we have to make hard decisions. We're not going to want to throw our child out on the street. We're not going to want to stop giving them money. We're not going to want to stop using. We're not going to want to go to treatment. We gotta make those decisions. We got to start, holding ourselves and the person that's addicted accountable for their actions. And we got to stop going by feelings. My feelings got me off in a ditch. Yeah, the old I need money for my electric bill story. Yeah, that's always a favorite among us, I think. Oh, and food for our children. That really pulls on the heartstrings. My babies don't have milk. Oh, whatever shall I do? Oh my gosh. Oh, I need gas money because my mother's in the hospital and I want to get to the hospital to see my mother and I don't have any money for gas to pay. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. All right. I think that I'm going to end this. I think it was a pretty successful live stream. I hadn't done one in like almost a year. And I'm back. Hey, hope y'all having a good day. Thanks for showing up. And brightest blessings, God is blessed.